How's it going, comic and comic art fans? Uh, Testing out some new software and recording with a guest for this episode. We have one of my good comic collecting friends, good advisors, um, great guy, YoKuri, on. Um,
What's up, Jason? Thanks for having me.
One of the best collections on CAF, and
Wow.
he has great
I don't know
taste.
about that, but thank you.
Artist extraordinaire, collector extraordinaire, jealous of his many talents. But uh, we have him on to just go over the last Heritage auction, a few pieces from there, as well as preview a few pieces of interest in the upcoming Heritage auction this coming Friday, right?
That's right. It's coming right up.
Friday is the international, I think the international anime art auction. I don't know what the exact title is, but seems like Heritage has what is it now? 6 huge auctions a year at least.
Yep.
Um,
It would be great if all the Europeans, just forgot about it because their economy's so bad. That would be great if they just
I,
didn't
I
pay,
I
didn't
mean,
pay attention. I
it
would love
doesn't seem like everything's priced in dollars, so
that.
I
Very
don't know.
expensive.
Japan,
Yeah,
anyone in Japan looking for an Otomo, they're gonna have a tough time. Um,
that's right. That's
this
right.
coming weekend. But yeah, let's
Nothing
get
ever
to
goes
it.
cheap on Heritage, though, so I don't know. We might be
Yeah.
just wishing.
So we've both chosen, 5 pieces from each auction just to kind of go over, that were interesting to us. It might be uh, interesting price, just interesting piece, but let's just talk about a few. Okay, so we're right now we're looking at the September Heritage auction, comic art auction, and first piece we have is Yo's piece, the JRJR Al Williamson Daredevil 260 page. And some of these Daredevil pages have been going off at Heritage. Um, what's up with
Yeah.
this one, yo?
I just love this page. I mean, the first panel, you see Karen with her bag, holding the bag strap in her mouth, with an armful of groceries. I mean, that is such a New York City thing right there. You don't have a car. If you want to get your groceries home and you don't want to have one of those old lady shopping carts, you got to carry them in your hands like that. And it's just so evocative. And I love the composition of that. What he's doing with the black and whites. And then second panel, you pan in a little bit. I mean, you can see some of these great Al Williamson inks, where the shading that he's doing. Um, the shading that yeah,
Sorry.
the shading that he's doing on Daredevil's legs on the costume, it's amazing. I mean, it looks just kind of like scribble scrabble, but he really pulls it off. Yeah, you could really dig in there. I mean, look at that dry brush on the second panel. Look at the dry brush that he did on the leg, and look how he established the planes of the room. With one, the doorway behind. There's like the dark wall behind, and then this white wall intersecting it. The little details, like the potted plant, and you see how whatever, he's like standing on a futon or something like
Yeah.
that, and it's just getting squashed, by the pressure of his leg. I mean, the pose, balancing on one leg, and it's just like this little domestic scene of him and Karen, just their everyday life, and he's waking up, going to work like it's no big deal. He's a superhero. This is one of the great runs of Daredevil. I mean, doesn't really get enough credit, maybe, from some people, but Nocenti wrote the hell out of it, and then Romita Jr. and Williamson were amazing. So then you can go down to the next couple of panels, and yeah, I mean, look at this. I mean, it's just great. Like, look, that's like an art class still life right there. bunch of soda bottles and fruit. And look at the scratchy way that Williamson, illustrated it. Right, and then, that way that Williamson does the lips and, on the in the next panel, with those little scratchy lines, and then going down to the bottom tier, um, I mean, he's pulling on his glove and you see that
Yes.
scratchy way he illustrated the costume, which is just sort of scribble scrabble. This guy's he's on deadline, he's trying to get this done, but because he's moving fast, it's so dynamic. So I just love this, and then the last panel, so clever, sort of lifting her off her feet, but you only show the legs, and you sort of show the scale, like he's a superhero, right? She's just a normal person, with the scrunchy socks, so 80s.
So 80s.
So
Perfectly 80s.
and I'm an 80s guy, so, yeah, this one, whoever got this one is really lucky.
Yeah, and they had to pay 18,000.
A
Um,
foolish price.
you
You can
know,
make an inference
well,
you're going
I
like
guess there's no
$27,000 or
typhoid
more
Mary
if you
here,
really.
but relative to what they've been going for, it seems like this run is well loved by uh,
Yeah. Yeah,
collectors.
well, the ones that went crazy were the ones where Typhoid Mary is fighting the Kingpin just before she beds him. I mean, think about that, man. Good thank God they didn't draw that, but, uh,
Yeah, I mean, JR Williamson, that combination, I think one of the all-time great Daredevil
yeah.
artist combos.
And where did you never saw like a superhero cheating on his girlfriend, right? So, they've got this nice little domestic life, going on, but meanwhile, he's on the down low with his side chick, Yuri. So, it's just a great page. I mean, a lot to like here,
All
except
right,
the price.
good, and congrats to the winner, 18 grand, steal. So next up is my choice, one of my choices, and you put a Calvin and Hobbes in an auction, and
Congrats, Jason.
oh no way,
Congrats.
yeah, I gotta put it up there, but you know, no Hobbes, but you got a dinosaur, hand colored. Um, I think this got flipped. I wouldn't say flipped, but it was up for auction probably 2 years ago, a little over 2 years
That's
ago.
right, the guy made a double.
Yeah, close to a double. Um, this there aren't enough of them, and I would love to have a Calvin Hobbes strip. There's actually another one in the upcoming auction. Is it this upcoming auction or the November?
Oh, I'm not sure. I'm
It's
not
one
sure.
of the
It
next
was
two heritage auctions.
Yeah.
Um,
Was it colored in too?
I don't think so. It's
Or
black
not?
and white.
Okay, just black and white, okay.
So from what I've seen, that's the third one that's been at auction. Probably in the last 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
Um,
For Gary Trudeau with great admiration. Wow, great
what are
provenance
you doing? What are you doing, Gary Trudeau? Are you that hard up?
there.
You know,
I think he might
famous
have
famous
passed.
strip artist. Needs to sell a gift. Or a trade or whatever. But at 216, what do you think about that price? Low?
Uh, I I think for $216,000, we can hire an army of ninjas to go to the Billy Ireland and get and steal the rest of them. I don't know,
That's
man.
true. That's
That's a
true.
lot of money. I
More
mean,
cost
it's
effective.
great. It's great, like, I think that there won't be many in the wild. Um,
Do you
the
think?
scarcity, everybody wants one of these, right? Who wouldn't want one of these?
Do you
It's
think if like a
universal.
bunch of these were available, something like peanuts wise, that you'd be seeing these types of prices?
No, no way, Jose.
What would
If
you
you
think?
what would I think the prices would be, if they were all in the wild available?
Yeah, they're coming out at like a peanuts type rate. We see like now we see like 4 or 5 peanuts strips daily, Sunday, every auction, right?
Yeah, I mean, probably somewhere in the same range, maybe a little more. I mean, because for me, the sweet spot with peanuts is really just it's like, I don't know, the 50s for me,
Mm-hmm.
personally, just my taste. I mean, I grew up on those actually, even though they were before my time, because my mom gave me, all of these, so she's at a yard sale or tag sale or something like that. She got a whole stack of them for me, so I used to devour them, but that's just my personal taste. But they're just, yeah, it's supply and demand, man. If this one, I mean, being made for Gary Trudeau and colored in and all that special stuff, I mean, probably more than the average, but I would think it may be like a $10,000-$20,000 strip, but it's just you can't get these, right? So
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody has a count on how many are out there in the wild, but not many, right? So that's what happens. Um, it's great. I mean, it's probably, what do you think, the number one all-time s comic strip? The guy, he crushed it, and he went out on top, and
Oh yeah.
he
Oh yeah.
never
I
left the
mean,
set.
if you had to choose one strip to have art from, I mean, for me, it's this one, but
Yeah, me too.
you know, kind of a pipe dream at this moment with the prices the way they are.
Yep.
At least for me.
For me too,
You
that this
know.
is I'm not paying $216,000 for anything except college tuition.
All right, next up we got
Ooh,
DKR.
got you beat there, huh? 218 instead of,
Oh
216.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was a real bargain back there. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot to like in this page. Like you look at I love how you got the white background on top, and yeah, you can pan out from it. You got the white background on top and the black background on the bottom, and the black silhouette against the white, and then you've got the white near silhouettes. I mean, not really, but the white figures of the mutant gang busting loose on the bottom.
Yeah.
So it's just sort of a really, really cool graphic design right there. You got the big figures on top, you got the little figures on the bottom, so that you've got that variation. Um, and then something explodes, and you see that panel right there with Commissioner Gordon, and you know, you 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 think it's like his heart or something. He's having a
Yeah.
heart
Yeah.
attack, and he delays it, and he's like right on my block, a gas main. So you're like, oh snap. Um, you know, the lettering, outstanding. Just a great page. But Batman in silhouette. I mean, I think the Superman one went for, like, what did it go for? Like 140,
100
150,
something. 100
100 and
something.
something,
Let's see
right?
if
100. Yeah. Superman. Yeah, Superman went
there's
for
the one
130.
132.
Right, right. So, it shows the premium of having even a silhouette of Batman on the page. Um, it's really dynamic, though. I mean, look at the cape, look at the horse, the gesture of the mutant, rearing up, pulling on the reins. A lot to like here. So, yeah, congrats to whoever got it. But it just goes to show that people that have these, they don't want to let them go.
Oh yeah. Once
You know?
they all got, eaten up,
Yep.
it's like a pack of wild dogs after uh, you know.
Yeah, you clear through the inventory at a certain price level, right? And then there are no willing sellers at that price level. The only way to shake somebody out is to go high. So maybe this price will shake some people out. You start to see some at auction, but um, not. But the problem is, if you only got one, you can't really sell it. Right? Or
Yeah,
you,
yeah.
you can, but you're not gonna replace it, so that's the tough thing with these. So, yeah, just great page. Congrats to whoever got it. Um, just, really cool graphic design on this one.
Yeah, I'm sure you probably, you know, a year ago probably could have been making this type of offer on a bunch of better pages and potentially landing one, you know? And
Yeah, any yeah, I mean, I think the market's just gone supernova in the
yeah.
last year or so. I mean, it is interesting, like, in the depth of COVID, I think, like, a real pretty good page with Batman on it, went for, like, 50 or 60, right? But I think this was the auction that happened right after COVID hit and the markets
Mm.
were all down and everybody was, "We're all gonna die," and, "My 401k is now my 201k," that kinda situation. So yeah, no, different I mean, I think if that had sold just, 6 months later, it would have been a lot higher price, but yeah, the market for this stuff has gone crazy.
And you made a timely purchase, didn't you?
I
Over the
did,
first part of that
I
page?
got yeah, no, I mean, and at the time, it felt dumb. It felt really dumb at the time, so
Now it was genius. Now it was genius.
yeah, in retrospect, right? But it's only that if you're gonna sell it, and I'm not gonna sell it, so, what are you gonna do? Hello.
So, yeah,
What
we
have we
got,
here?
uh, Invincible 107 complete issue, and, full disclosure, this was my piece that I consigned. You can see view my consignment. Um, yeah, I mean, I just wanted to, Invincible art has been, lighting it up at Heritage at least, and, you know, this sale, exceeded my expectations. I was actually, pretty nervous going into it. Ended up with the buyer's premium selling for probably close to 30% higher than I had offered it out on CAF, and probably
Yeah,
almost 50% higher than a deal I almost made to sell. The guy just said no, and so I'm pretty happy that, uh, you know, there were no takers, and I sent it off, and so
complete issue, baby.
yeah, I mean, there's not many of these, and, um maybe it could have been worthwhile to break it up, but I always feel bad about that, and a great issue, Monster Girl, hot Monster Girl, and Anissa, um, you know, expressing her interest in Mark. So I just wanted to highlight this one. Um, all Otley pencils and inks. So good sale. Happy with the price, and hopefully the winner's happy too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just buy more art with that money, don't,
You know what I hate to see though, like if something like this, any of my art that sells at auction end up on a dealer website,
oh, is
and
that is that what you think
no,
you
I
think
don't know, I don't know, but
yeah,
if I see this one, like broken up on a dealer drop, I'll just be like, oh,
yeah,
um, but yeah, it's a big one. Something is killing the children. That first cover by Jay Lee.
that's right, that's right.
Blow this one up a bit.
Something's killing my wallet. Um, I actually bid on this one and, I got blown away.
Yeah,
I thought I mean, beautiful pencils, right? You look at this, I mean, it's just fantastic. He didn't, I think it was finished digitally, right? So this is
yeah.
really the only one the only thing that really exists of it, but just, beautiful pencil work, and, I really didn't want to, spend the money on this, so maybe you can see behind me over here, um, I inked it myself to
Ah, yes.
to prevent me from bidding on it. But I thought it was gonna go high. I mean, I tried to get this from Albert after the fact, so I was late to the game. Albert had already sold it. I don't know what he sold it for. I said, "Hey, do you know do you still have this?" He said, "No." And I said, "Well, can you do you know the dude who you sold it to? And can I give him an offer?" And it was sort of a dead end. And then I talked to Albert after he saw it, this pop up on Heritage, and he was like, "Yeah, that thing is going to go stupid, right? Because the slabs are selling for 650,
No.
and um, Jay's been doing these pinups of Erica for 1,500, right?
No.
And there's no art from this, where there's mostly digital. So the value of these things, these are very highly valued. So anybody who is going to make any offers on this stuff to people that own one of these, I mean, this is the benchmark that has been set. If you're not offering at least 25 grand, you're insulting their intelligence.
Hey,
Um,
I have a Jay Lee Erica piece. I mean, you wanted 10% of this. Great deal.
it's a good deal. It's a
Um,
good deal. What the one behind me, I blue lined the pencils and I inked it, and it only cost me 20 minutes of my time.
oh yeah.
So
Hey,
so
to
saved
be
me a lot of
a
money.
skilled artist, you get to have fun like that.
Exactly, exactly. Well, it's easy when you get pencils like this. I mean, you have to really suck to screw it up. This guy's amazing.
So I
But
mean, do you think 22.8 high, low?
I thought it was going like high teens,
Mm-hmm.
maybe over 20. I mean, it just because if you want art from this series, what are your options? And they're just there are few pages that I think the guys at Cadence probably bought for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And then so a bunch of covers. There's a great Bertram cover out there in the
Oh yeah.
wild. Is absolutely fantastic. And then um, uh, there's another one. What's the one I'm thinking about? There's another great one out there that somebody has. Um, but
Lee, is it Lee Corbett or?
yeah, 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 the
Okay.
garbage. Yeah,
Oh,
exactly, exactly. That one's fantastic. That one's even better than this one. And these are just the pencils too. These weren't even inked. So which I think, I mean, they look great, right? But to have like a really fully inked variant of this, I mean, even more.
yeah.
So I got mine for free, um, but it's yeah, it's a lot of money, but it's just supply and demand again. So I just thought it was an interesting example of what when there's only a few examples. So like I got an east to west cover, from Dragotta. Um, if you want art from that series, you don't have any choices at all.
Yeah.
So only a handful of covers, right? So anyway, I'm looking at my phone because I'm about to bid on something in the weekly Heritage auction. So I have to pay.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry. It's
You know
coming
what?
up pretty soon.
Is it coming? Is it up?
It's almost up. It's almost up. Yeah.
Let me see if there's a way to pause this and continue.
Oh no no. Yeah, you just go ahead. Yeah, this won't take much.
Okay.
This is like
It's okay either way. I think my camera is running low on battery.
okay. I think I'm winning right now. I'm winning at 220. Nice, nice. I took it down with not much fuss.
Did you is this a proxy bid?
No, it was, I waited for it to go live. Um, it's this old strip from 1936. Um, uh, people say like, "Oh, I can't afford," comic art is so expensive. It's gotta sort of pick your spots, but I thought it was a cool subject, a subject that interests me. So for 200 bucks, it's nice cheap thrills.
Give me a second. What's the strip?
All right. It's maybe you can pull it up. It's Jane Arden. I'd never even heard of it, but it's
Jane Arden.
yeah,
Hold on.
Jane Arden. Uh, s- so I work in the markets, and it's a little story about um you know, sorry. Yeah, right there. You can pull it up.
What the hell is going on?
So I sometimes I like to get these strips of things that I'm interested in, right? So this is like, my stock market interest. Then I've got I collect some I've got a strip about golf. Um, so just little things that interest me. I mean, this is not no one's ever going to care about this, except for me.
All right, congrats.
Yeah,
Congrats. I don't know my.
yeah. It only took 2 bids after it opened, which is good. When the bids are like $10 each.
I'm dying right now. My mouse went
Mhm.
out.
Okay. All right. Do you want to charge? You want to cut this off and charge up?
Uh, yeah. Let me just look for. I can edit this. So.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Ah, here we go.
That was the one on the left. Yeah.
On the left,
Yeah. That
Russell
one.
Ross.
Russell Ross. Yeah.
Uh, Not bad.
Not bad, right? Your tips have been wonderful. I'd like to get another, I'll bet. Take my advice and stay out of the market for a bit. Take your profit and get out. His advice is so good. I'm nearly convinced he's on the level. Too much going on right now, my dear. There's going to be a big killing. If you know about it, why won't you tell me? Can't. I'm pledged to secrecy by my associates. If news of this leaks out, it might cost us millions. I
So,
just love that. I love it. Oh,
did
so
you
good.
have any clue on this?
No, you know what I do is, like, I've got this awful habit. It's part entertainment, but I scroll through everything that's being
Uh,
offered on Heritage. And I'll just be sitting there, like, waiting in line, um, waiting in line at a pizzeria or something like that, or, you know, just some downtime in, like a doctor's office, and I'll just scroll through, and I sit lying on my couch. I'll just check every single one. It's kind of neurotic. It's probably a huge waste of time, but I never would have found this otherwise. So it's just something cool. I'm gonna put it in a frame and put it up on the wall in my office. And cheap thrills, cheap thrills. Of course, now we're so conditioned to insane prices that $264, which is a lot of money for most people, seems like not a lot of money, but it is what it is.
You hear me?
Yeah. Yep.
Oh man, I think my computer cannot handle all this right now.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. My mouse is like moving so slow. Let me close some windows. Free up some
Do you have any other applications open or no? Just
probably. All right, let's try to hammer this out then. Huh? I don't want to take up
okay.
too much. It's late over there for you.
Okay.
So the next piece is Alex Nino. Just did a video on the guy. And I think it's a pinup from Conan. It's got to be I don't know, mid-70s, something like that. But look at the hatching.
Wow.
Not really known for the hatching, but he's capable, you know. And just an extraordinary image. Look at all these fantasy, you know, characters. I'm assuming it's like a spirits, you know, which is why he used kind of this hatching effect. But you know, no words describe how good he is. Visionary.
Did he white that out? Those white areas, or did he just stop hatching?
Yeah, this is just
Create that
liquid
effect.
paper, you know? I don't
That's
think it's
just the
white
paper
out.
back there, right.
I don't think there's any white out on this,
Very cool.
you know? And he, you know, he does, I don't think he lays anything out with pencil. He just gets to work and somehow you get this. Incredible, incredible artist. And strong price for 11.5 by 21.5.
Yeah, compared to some of the other stuff that's sold with for similar or greater prices with very little artistic merit, this is fantastic.
Yeah, and when I say strong price, I'm saying historically for him,
Yeah.
in my opinion, all of his art is severely undervalued.
Mhm.
But you know, it's not in proportion to his artistic genius, you know. But yeah, I think more and more people are recognizing that now. And he had the Eisner Hall of Fame induction this past Comic-Con. So yeah, and there's a video on my channel, uh, deep diving into him.
Very cool.
Next piece, it's DK Ruan.
I have
DK
no idea how
Ruan.
to say this guy's name.
It's some combination of Chinese and I don't know if it's DK
Dick
is Chinese, but maybe it's
Dyke?
could be
Dicky?
Dyke, could be Dyke, could be Dyke. But yeah, 1,000 is very modern piece.
Yep.
$1,000. Um, What made you choose this?
Well, I wanna there's this fascination with the megabucks, pieces and this thought that, "Oh, you can't get anything good, for cheap on Heritage," but look at the gorgeous color work on this.
It looks like
Um,
there's some colored pencil in here.
I have
A
no
lot of
idea.
colored pencil in
Or
here.
yeah, or colored pencil, maybe could be just like a dry brushed acrylic. I don't know how he did it. I mean, definitely, watercolor. It looks like he just laid it down wet and then just put pigment on it and then maybe dropped water on top of it to dilute it and pushed it around. It does look like yeah, it does look like crayon maybe or pencil or something. Just an amazing amazing work of art. I really like his color stuff much more than, you know, his, uh his panel pages are pretty cool, right? But I think he really shines in color. So
I agree.
just a cool piece at a great price and, definitely worth highlighting.
I was
I'm not into Sandman or anything like that, but,
I
this
was
is pretty
tracking
cool.
this too. I was tracking this, and if I hadn't won a couple pieces, you know, I probably would have left the auction with this, because
Oh, you would have turned it from a great price into a horrible price.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. It would have added 50% to the price, right?
If not more.
And that's the crazy thing about auction. It's just like, you have that group of bidders, and then you just add yourself in. It just, you know, what does
Yep.
that do to the price? And makes a huge difference. But great piece, and great value because it's modern. I don't know. I feel like very very modern art does not do so well at Heritage. I think
Right.
I
Yeah,
don't
like
know
if
why.
Kaluta drew this, it would be like $10,000 or
Yeah.
something, yeah.
And next piece is Bogdanov, Milgram X Factor. This is one of my choices, but I put it in. I could have put in any Bogdanov piece, and I don't want to be busting on John Bogdanov, but this is some crazy price, all of them, and I just don't understand. I just don't understand. I understand that the Superman, um, which he unloaded, a couple auctions ago, and I understand those prices, and some of them were probably underpriced. Um, but X Factor, Bogdanov, um, do you have any
It's very random.
explanation for this result?
No, I don't understand this. I mean, and I think, there was some art, Ross Andrew art, right? There was looks like there was an issue being broken up, and it wasn't even from Amazing Spider-Man, it was from Marvel a title called Marvel Superheroes, which I'd never even heard of. Story not memorable. Like, is this a memorable story? Does anybody remember this or care about this? I don't get it. The art's not good. Look at the chin. Look at the chin. I mean, she looks like the Joker in drag
No,
on
it's
the
not
top
terrible.
right
I mean, there's
down.
a lot of good hatching. I don't know how much of it is
There's some good
Milgram.
stuff in there, yeah. No, Al Milgrom, I mean, he was kinda like a
Yeah,
hacky artist, hacky inker.
yeah. I
Um,
mean, it's kind of mind-boggling. I don't know who is paying this, why,
I
and why. Who is paying this and why? Because
I don't
it was
know. I think
between
that there
this and there was a Fantastic Four versus X-Men page or cover. That was close to 30 grand. And why? How?
I think if it's old and it has superheroes in it, some people just they don't even give a fuck about the art. They'll just buy
Is
in.
it? i- Is it? Oh, can it be someone that doesn't know too much? Sees, oh, look at this history of Bogdanov. Let me see. Let me go down here, right? So you go down previous prices,
Right.
and then you go, oh crap, Bogdanov. you know.
Wait,
Yeah,
hold on, there's an X Factor sold was it 61 auction September 11th, $60,000.
I mean,
Not
yeah,
even a
even
Superman.
these is I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. You know, the X Factor stuff. I don't know what to tell you. You know, like the Superman I get. You know,
Maybe it's something like
it's
slab guys know, like, if you looked up the price of the slab, is this a special issue? I have no idea. I don't know. I was reading comics around the time. It didn't like, X Factor that deep into the run doesn't seem that special. Maybe it was the the birth in utero, sperm page or something
I
that
don't
happened
know,
5
man.
pages
I mean,
later?
for
I have
me,
no idea, bro. I don't understand this.
yeah. So head scratcher. You know, anyone knows what's going on here.
Yeah, let us know.
Want
We'd
to
like
defend
yeah,
the honor of Bogdanov.
maybe we're the dummies. Maybe we
Yeah,
don't
I
understand.
don't know, man. I don't
Yeah,
know. You know, I mean,
I
I'm
might
not dissing the art. I'm just saying, you
yeah.
know, this number, I don't understand it. That's pretty much it. All right, next up, you're the big Miller guy.
Yeah, I
You
do
are the
like
big Miller
Frank.
guy.
I do like my Frank, and this is with, Rubenstein inks
Yes.
on
Which
that
was
wolf
this whole series, Rubenstein inked him, correct?
oh, just killed it. He just killed it. And
So
I
100 grand.
big price, man. Big price, great page. I like how it's set up vertically into, Miller was always really inventive with his paneling.
Oh,
It's set up, with the 4 panels on the left, setting things up. And I love panel pages where was it 4 or 5? I can't even see. Hold on a sec. Let me just back up. Can you scale out a little bit? Yeah. Yeah. So I love how you've got this 4 coming down. And when Shingen and I first dueled, it was with Bokan, wooden practice swords. I asked him why not with steel. He said I wasn't worthy. And in that fight, he proved it. Right? This is total Frank Miller melodrama. You've
mm.
got the shoji screens with the silhouettes and
Oh
the
yeah.
light, like that looks like, Bruce Wayne, in Wayne Manor with, like, the light from the lightning flashes, on the windows coming on it, going over his face. And then in the final end, Shingen, and then the cool look at the mouth and how the feathering of the brushwork on the inks, with this, like, feral canines. Am I worthy now? Right? And you see Shingen's sword kind of looks almost like a Wolverine type silhouette head.
Mhm.
The sword isn't really curved like that. I think it's done intentionally for effect to kind of show that these are 2, like, wild beasts just
Yeah.
about to battle. So I love this page. Well out of my reach, but awesome. Whoever got it, like, mega props. It's
Yeah,
super.
this is the type of page when you get it in your hand, the more you look at it, the better you feel about,
Yeah,
what you have, you know?
yeah. I just love those pages that it's like a page that tells a single story, and the punchline is on the last panel. Um, it's so cool, man. So cool.
Yeah, fantastic. I mean, this panel, ridiculously good. Yep. Miller, high demand, high
Yeah.
demand. Last one from this auction is we got a color guide. We got a color guide. Uh,
No, this is Lynn Varley colored art,
yes, yes,
not
yes.
a colored
It's not a guide. It's the finished colors
finished
for Dark
colors.
Knight Returns. Big scene, big scene. Um, what would this page go for? The pen and ink.
Oh, man. Well, if that other one went for, um,
228.
228, this is just iconic. I mean,
It's gotta be, yeah.
there have been so many recreations done of it, by modern artists, interpretations. Just iconic scene of just fighting in the mud with the mutant leader. I mean, shit, man, it's got to be
For 400 plus, right?
something crazy,
Um,
something crazy,
if
something
if
absolutely
if
crazy.
the recent prices are legit, right?
Yeah.
Then this got to be,
Yeah, but
yeah, four or
these
five
are
hundred
these are
plus.
so underrated. I mean, I actually think that this is a good price for this iconic moment.
It seems kind of cheap. It seems
It's
pretty
kinda
cheap,
cheap,
you know,
except for
14
what
dollars.
it
I
is.
mean,
Lynn's on the Mount Rushmore of colorists, and if you've ever seen one of these in person, you know, the way she did, I don't know if it was airbrushed, the way she airbrushes those blues of the sky, it's just phenomenal. The colors pop. It looks great in a frame. I mean, I think if you wanna collect, Dark Knight stuff, it's a great way to go. They're just beautiful, they're relatively affordable, and they're original art. You know, you pull up the acetate layer, and then Lynn's inks are there, paints are there, and then that's exactly how it was printed. To me, a color guide usually has like markers all over it, and then the codes of whatever color the colorist wants the printer to use written on it. They're usually on shitty paper. They're small. Like this is not a color guide. It's art.
I didn't realize these are full size, 11 by 17.
Really? Oh, that's pretty big for that then. They're not always this. I'm not sure if they're always this big, but
You've had some, right?
I've had
And
yeah
they're
I've had
smaller,
two.
or those were smaller. Or
I mm, I think
it
a
says
little bit. Oh,
10
it's
and a
on the
half
yeah, it's on
by
10 and a half by
16 and a
16,
half.
yeah, it's a little yeah, they're
So
definitely
it's not quite 11 by 17, but
yeah, but they're decent size, man, they're decent size. I can't I love them. I love them. I think they're
great consolation prize. And I mean, I think at 14, under 15 grand, this scene,
right.
you want to get a, I mean, if you want to get a, if you can't get a Dark Knight Miller page, then getting a great page, of the color guide, sorry, Warley's color art, um, is a decent consolation, especially
I
if you get a
agree.
good one.
I agree, especially with, $228,000 for a page with Batman
Yeah.
silhouette.
Yeah, a good. This is a good buy, I think, and maybe some people that have color guides or color art from Varley might be a little disappointed.
Yeah,
Um, but it's a good purchase. Whoever got it. All right. So preview. We're previewing the um, September October International Comic Art and Anime Signature Auction.
yes, and I will be doing a lot of sitting on my hands and not bidding, hopefully.
I mean, there might be a piece here or there for me, but yeah, no. So, starting off with legendary
Jean
Mobius,
Giraud,
Jean Giraud. Why'd you choose this one,
Blueberry.
Andy?
I mean, this I love this era of his art. The way he, his mark making. It's not as clear line. There's a little more modeling of the figures. This one isn't as detailed as some of the other ones that I've seen. For sale, um, but it's just beautiful work, and the vibrancy of his line is amazing. And if you ever get a chance, you should go on YouTube and look up Mobius inking,
Mm-hmm.
and they have like a bunch of videos of him inking Blueberry, like a Blueberry page, penciling and inking it. It's just amazing. He's moving like lightning. You can't believe how fast he's doing it, and that sort of gives the line the dynamism that it has. Like an amateur sort of is so precious with it, and it ends up being like wobbly and stiff. This guy is flying because he just trusts his hand. It's just world class talent,
World class.
incredible storytelling. What can I say? It's
Yeah.
just fabulous, fabulous.
Later Blueberry page and this site the auction has a few Blueberry pages, some of them real like early.
Yeah,
And early on, you could just tell, like, he's just starting out. He was getting a lot of help from trying to figure out who his mentor was. It might have been GJ, and the guy was helping him a lot. It looks totally different from what he ended up developing into. And so this auction has a few of those pages, but yes, good one, great one, and it's still early, reasonable price.
it won't finish there, but yeah, it's nice to
Hey,
drink.
who knows right now? Who's if you are not an American buyer,
Right.
if you are a European buyer, you know whatever the final price was, you used to get 20% plus discount,
Hmm.
right?
Yep.
Now it's just like boom, it's like two, you're paying two buyers premiums now, for the European buyer.
Yep.
So you know who knows. Ah,
Oh,
relatively modern art. This is 8 years old, but we got my boy Ian Bertram,
man.
Batman Eternal. Just interested to see how he'll do here. Just
Yeah, do the Euros like Ian?
I think so. I mean, he won an award for House of Penance over
Uh-huh.
there. At Angoulême maybe, or I don't know
Mhm.
where, one of them.
Yeah,
And he's got that kind of, well, he's got a lot of influences, but he's got some of that Mobius influence. He is,
definitely.
you know, often part of the Linclair school, but though he is extremely versatile. Um,
I'm seeing a little Quitely in it
yeah,
there a little bit. I love the way he
kind of the
drew.
stippling and stuff.
Yeah, yeah, whether the patterns on the woman's outfit,
Hmm.
and then that's whatever that scorpion tail head, um, I don't know what it's supposed to be.
I have not read
It's like
this.
a it's like a centipede or something. It's
Yeah.
man,
I haven't
super.
read it, but I've seen the art and it looks kind of crazy, It looks
Yeah. I think
pretty.
Felix might still have some for sale on the
There
site.
are a few handful of pages still,
Yeah.
which I'm always tempted by. Maybe this one will be my one where I'm weak during this auction. Who knows? If people sleep on it, then I wouldn't hesitate.
That's right.
I never have enough Ian Bertram art,
Yep. Jason's creeping while you're sleeping.
There's a few people, few artists where you just can't have enough of their art. More Miller, Mr. Miller over here.
24,000. Wow. Okay.
Aggressive,
Very
aggressive.
aggressive. Very aggressive.
Well, it
Um,
looks like it comes with color proof
oh, is that right? I haven't seen those in the wild, actually. I feel like Lynn's held on to a lot of those.
and some. So is this like a chapter splash or what?
Man,
Or is that? Oh, was this ad?
I don't know. I don't know. What are they selling? Maybe in the description they'll say what they're selling them with. I should have done more homework. It's a company glossy color print, reproduces the effect of the page published. Second, color proof, cover, ink and marker on vellum.
It looks like. Oh, so there's a
Yeah,
lot of layers to this thing. I don't know.
yeah.
Um,
I don't think that's Lynn's art. It was just saying it's like a color proof
mhm.
to replicate it. So I'm not sure exactly what that means. But I so I love the art on this. It's a cool moment. Like anything with like the gravestone with the Electra carved into it is super cool. But the problem is that Frank used markers.
Did
So
he?
zoom
Up
in
here.
on the hair. Yep, it's starting to fade.
Yep.
And then if you can
Oh,
see,
here.
oh man,
Yep.
oh, blew it. Look at
What you
that.
doing, man? What you doing,
Yeah.
Frank? Look at these
Looks like those
eyebrows.
old ladies who got the eyebrows painted on, right?
Yeah.
Just ruined it for me.
No good.
So, sorry to piss in someone's $24,000 Cheerios, but, um,
And there's no way you can ink this over now, you know? This is the type, isn't it? You're not spotting blacks. This is part of the art here. And
yeah. I mean, I wouldn't object if someone wanted to restore it, I wouldn't object.
how, man? You know, you're gonna replicate a stroke? You know, this is not. Look,
Yeah.
there's
I
no way to
mean,
do this without
you
eliminating something. You know?
if you're real careful and you use like a 0.005 micron, and like someone with a really steady hand might be able to do it, but it's just a shame because,
Yeah.
it's still worth owning. Like, I wouldn't kick it out of bed,
Oh yeah.
it's still cool ass page.
Aggressive early bidders on this one.
Very aggressive.
All right, next up, preacher page.
Good page. Very
thousand
cool.
bucks right now. It's pretty early.
Could go to 9,000 or maybe 15,000.
Really.
Yeah.
Jesse Tulip, Air, whatever this fool's name is, I can't. Air. What the hell is his name again? Schmidt?
I don't remember. It's been a while.
Star. Air Star, I mean. Schmidt. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of more preacher pages popping up. I feel like at Heritage, and
Definitely.
and they're not, going as cheap as they used to.
Yeah, I think Dylan's art, especially when you see it in person. Like, I didn't really think all that much of it,
Yeah.
until I saw a page in person, and you see how precise he is, um, just how good he is. Definitely in like the Dave Gibbons type school. Like, same with Gibbons. Like, until I saw a page of his in person, like, I thought he was kind of stiff,
Yeah,
just
I
n-
agree.
not that cool. But you see it in person, it's a whole different thing.
I mean, I'm still not totally like in love with Steve Dillon art. It's kind of this is kind of more of a combination of art and story type of deal.
Mhm.
But yeah, I mean, there's great two British dudes do the great modern American Western, and yeah, I mean, a comic classic right here.
Yep, great pick.
And you got the Wild Hunt page,
Yeah, Wild Hunt, one of my favorite stories.
Duncan
Uh,
Fegredo.
yeah, let me look at that. Look at that art, just spectacular. This is one of the better pages that I've seen
You
of
know, I,
his.
I, I'm not gonna lie, man. In a lot of ways, I prefer Figueroa's Hellboy, at least to even maybe like very recent Mignola stuff.
Yep, because he's
Like
not
he just
phoning
went
it in.
off, man. He went
Yeah,
off during his run, and
he did.
it's fantastic.
I
It's
mean, look at
fantastic.
the
And you could have had like pages like this for cheap before, just
yeah,
a couple years ago.
the patterns, the line variation. This one is just spectacular.
Yeah,
It's just gorgeous. I mean, look at his robe,
yeah.
what he did with the
Oh yeah.
effect. He probably drew those lines with a technical pen and then blotted the blacks on, but look at the effect. He's just guy's just
This kind of steel whatever on the door.
hell yeah. Way better than Mignola, 'cause, think of how many times he's drawn Hellboy. He doesn't give a damn
It's
about it anymore.
fantastic page. Yeah,
So
good
good.
choice and still cheap. Still cheap. You know, $1,000 is nothing for this, man.
Yeah.
Most people look at, oh yeah, it's Vigredo, it's not Mignola, but you know what? At a certain point in time, I think people will realize,
Yeah, Wild Hunt's a great story. They made it into a movie. I mean, not that that means anything. I don't really care about that, but it's a great
yeah,
story.
good pick. You know, put a Sean Gordon Murphy Tokyo Ghost page. Great story. I don't really buy much of his art, and one of my biggest regrets is not taking down Tokyo Ghost. That opening DPS a few
Ooh,
years back for like it was like I don't know, like 4 grand, 4,500, and like I don't know what I was thinking, man. You know, like just let
yeah.
it sit. I thought it might sit. It just and it's sad. It's sad for like a week, and then it got scooped up, and I was like, "What are you doing, man?" You know,
Mhm.
and so yeah, probably
Art,
this
man.
love the story, but I don't think I'll go for this page. But just interested to see how it might do. It's
Yeah. It's
already
interesting.
1,600.
Yeah.
What
I
do you
love the
think?
way he did I love the way he did the background on this.
Yeah.
The dry brushing, um, with different levels of wash, creates the effect
Hmm.
of distance and, the effect of are they in front of a waterfall or something like that? I mean, it's just so beautiful
Yeah.
the way he did that panel. Really gorgeous. I would love to have a page from this book.
Yeah. All right. Oof.
Okay, Frank Frazetta, Kubla Khan.
Amazing.
Look at that figure work. I mean, just so dynamic. Reminds me of this, reminds me of this scene in Dumb and Dumber, where they're walking down the street in Aspen, and then they pass this girl walking with her boyfriend, and, I think Jim Carrey's like, "Hey, look at the wow, would you look at that ass?" And the other guy's like, "Yeah, he must work out."
This is a perfect YoKuri piece.
Yeah. He must work out. Oh, man. What's with, like, the fur thong? I don't know what Frank was thinking, but
Hey, he likes butts and
yep,
he
he
likes the body,
yep,
clearly.
yep. But, yeah, there's just the way he draws the figure so fantastic, you look at, like, the dark ink versus the wash. I mean, this is just I heard somewhere that he would, when he wants to do, like, details, he'd water down the brush
Yeah,
and not just dip it in and then start drawing, right? So when he wants to get really fine details on it, he'd water down the ink, and you can see that, you can see, like, look at the guy's face. Look at his face, and you can see the eye sockets, how the eyebrows are
yeah.
drawn with a much darker ink than the, shadow and the lines on the face. I
That
mean,
that
just
that really is the beauty of original art is you can see the delicate kind of gradations, right? It's not just
yeah.
all blacked out,
Right, yeah, you're great point, like, if this had been reproduced, in a comic or something like that, depending on the printing quality, you'd never capture the subtlety of what
yeah.
he did, so he really put in the work on this one, man, you know, I'm just
Yep.
a
Amazing. 35, probably what? Double that at least?
triple, 100, who knows, man.
Mm.
Sky's the limit on this one.
Okay, next piece. My piece. Cheap. Cheap. No idea who this guy is. Let me tell you. Jean Anthony.
Wow.
Some role playing game, original art. Poison Ivy. I don't know, man. It just popped for me. Um, great detail.
Hmm, that's
Very
amazing.
modern. Not sure how it ended up in this auction, but
not a big name guy.
Yeah, love the style.
Yeah.
Um,
So that thing will probably go for, I don't know, $1,000 or 1,500 maybe. And you compare that to, that, Bogdanov,
oh yeah.
X Factor piece. Clearly, it's not about the art.
Yeah, so I just wanted to point this one out. Just beautiful. If you just like art, beautiful piece. It's for a role playing game. I don't even know what it's for, but like, hey, it was Poison Ivy. You like a character, or you like, semi creepy foliage.
Artist went off on that foliage, man.
Yeah, it's a great piece. I don't know. Who knows what it'll go for, but I don't expect it to go much higher than 1,000. Maybe I'm off, and Jean Anthony is
Mhm.
big time name. More Miller. More Miller.
Yep, I'm an '80s guy, what can I
Sin
say?
City. Family Value Splash. Miho
Yeah,
in her
um,
rollerblades.
with the rollerblades. It's so how I mean, the rollerblades are so corny, um, but it's just a great pose. I mean, look at this pose, look at
Ton of white
yep,
paint.
Tank Frank is just spraying his white paint all over this all over this page. He's just letting it explode, all over.
Yeah.
The
Oh
shuriken
man, I can't look
necklace,
at his face the same now,
very,
yo.
very practical, you have a necklace of shurikens around your neck. Makes a lot it doesn't matter, it's just cool, it's just badass. She's got rollerblades, what the fuck, man?
10 grand already. Man.
I think Mitch sold that recently for about the same. We'll see we'll see
12
what it
by 18 image area.
maybe
These
a
are
little
pretty
more.
big pages.
Yeah, that's really exceptional, but I just thought it was worth calling out, 'cause, some of the Sin City pages you see, yeah, they're okay, they're not great, but
I'd love a Sin City page. I always am holding out for the right one, and something like this is cool, but like it doesn't have that like contrast that I want.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. I and yeah, Hard Goodbye, it'd be great to get a page from Hard
oh
Goodbye, you know,
yeah,
get really lucky to be in a position to make that happen.
yeah. Let's get it done, yo. Let's get it done. All right, last piece. Juan Jimenez, Meta Barons Integral Collected Edition. Let me see how big this thing is. 9 by 14 image area. Oh, no, not the biggest art, but what do you think of this?
It's super cool. I mean, I like I'll be honest, I like some of the panel pages that they have, from Jimenez for sale better, but I'm a panel
Yeah,
page guy,
yeah.
like, I'm not a cover or, even like a splash guy. I mean, the last one was a splash, but, yeah, I think, I just love his work. I love that there's a lot of it available in this auction.
This
It's
looks almost prelim like. Don't you think? I don't know. Some of the line work and
yeah,
it
I
looks
don't
like
love
your
the pose
prelim.
of the front guy, the pose is kind of like he's just kind of, his shoulders are square onto the camera, and, it's not, it doesn't look like he's sort of naturalistically bearing weight, if you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Um, but, I just, I think I have one of his books. I don't not this one, but he's phenomenal. So, definitely cool.
Yeah, I would have expected this, when the Euros were strong in the mix, these types of all of his pages to be
Definitely,
15, 20K plus, even the
definitely.
interiors. So
Yeah.
I don't know. This looks pretty low so far. Who knows what'll
It's
happen?
good to have. It's good, to be looking at the the European stuff too, because we're I think what did I pick? Almost all American artists, right? But to your point, yeah, if you're going to get a bargain in this auction, maybe it'll be with European artists.
Yeah. And maybe Japanese,
Yeah.
Where is that? I don't know why this didn't pop up.
Well, the Atomo or
Yeah, before we go, let's just look at that real quick.
they pull it.
Is it possible
Man, I don't
that
know.
it's on their catalog cover?
They pulled it. Yeah, I didn't see it.
Right?
Or is it happening in like a later auction? I don't
No,
know.
it was in this auction. It's the damn give me a second here.
Oh, wait, I just saw it. Go back up.
Oh,
Scroll back
here.
up. Yeah, there. There you go. Aha. Oh, Judge just hit his 61st.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Congrats to the Yankee fans.
Yes.
Oh, already 65 for this. Sky's the limit.
Man.
Sky's the limit on it's I guess supposedly similar to the Varley color art. You got
Oh, is it
acetate
an
line
acetate
work.
overlay?
Yeah, acetate line work. Here's the color art, but the color art has some line work as well, right?
Okay. Yeah.
You see that, right?
Yeah.
There's line work there, and it's all Otomo either way.
Mhm. And it's impossible to get his art.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing that this is even available. So what do you do, Yeah, sky's the limit on this thing, man.
Be fun to watch. Get
Well,
out the popcorn.
11 by 15-ish. All right. So that's a
Okay.
review and preview of the recent heritage and coming heritage auctions. Thanks to my good friend YoKuri for showing himself and hooking me up with his presence.
Thanks, Jason. You're a
Yeah,
good friend and my wartime consigliere. I appreciate it, and just fun. It was fun to go through this with you.
yeah, and this, generally we do this type of thing anyway. Which is over the phone. Um, but yeah, appreciate you coming on and appreciate the viewers for watching. Yeah, let
Good
us
luck,
know about
everyone.
Bogdanov. Let us know what's going on there if you know anything. All right.